don your protective suits and get hold of your Geiger counters, because it's gone totally rad in here. Welcome once again, Lycanthro fans, to Totally Rad, the bonus video. Now, as it turns out, I knew when I originally conceived of the bonus video for this that there were going to be a few definite things I needed to show, but as it turns out, there was a lot more to find when I really dug into this game, and I feel pretty confident that when this bonus video is done, I can finally put Totally Rad to bed. So, without further ado, let's get started, because I'm totally into it. So, at the beginning here, the first thing I wanted to show off were the different elemental spells. And fire is absolutely underwhelming. It's your standard screen clear like all the other ones, but there is apparently no visual effect at the basic level. Don't know if that's a glitch or what. I tried it with and without recording and didn't see anything. And here we have water, where you get the soap bubble of doom. Scrubbing bubbles and all that. And now you have wind. And Tornado Man. Yes, you get the tornado blow in a way. And now we have Earth. And just a rock burst all over the place. Ricochet rocks like in Portrait of Ruin, Castlevania. So that's what happens in Stage 1. Now in Stage 2 and 3 the effects change. But it still does the same overall damage. It's still basically a screen clear. That's fire. And this is water. You have that weird bell cherub. I have no idea what to make of that. And now we have wind. Getting gusty. And finally, Earth. This was always interesting to me. It looked like a whole bunch of vampire stakes flying through the air. So now in stages 4 and 5, you'll have the last graphic change for these. There's fire pillars. These do indeed coincide with when Zeb says Jake's magic is getting stronger. And you're going to pay for that, asshole. And phallus fountains. Possibly of Wayne. And now we have wind. And old man yells out clouds. He still looks like Fred Sanford to me. And then does a reverse angle air shooter. And finally Earth. And 4 rocky guys spew spread shot pebbles. This is a proof of concept here that the elemental attacks are really only meant to be used on run-of-the-mill enemies. It is really pointless to expect them to do anything to bosses. Now, if you'll notice, I'm demonstrating on Nautikill here, and it is only doing one full health point of damage to him on each attack. Not exactly a productive way to use your magic in the boss fights. And there doesn't seem to be like a Pokemon-type science there. I just cut that off because there's no point. So this was a damage test, and I wanted to see basically how the various forms fared. As you can see, it takes Jake 8 regular shots to kill the clown there. This also gave me a great excuse to kill a clown, so 2 charge shots, which basically means Jake has the power of 4 shots in that charge, so 4 damage. And the clown effectively has a hit points of 8. Now the eagle. I'm going to call that 4, basically, because I think it took out the balloon in 1 shot. Now, the lion is kind of deceptive because, you know, the weak range and everything. But yeah, 2 shots to kill the clown. So the lion actually has the most powerful attack in the game, right up there with Jake's charge shot, and the fish has equal attack power to the eagle. A couple of proofs about the animal forms here. So as you see, we did the switch back to Jake there. And the other magics are completely inaccessible to the animal form characters. However, they can switch between animal forms without switching back to Jake. Or I should say, Jake can do that without switching back to his human self. And this is another proof of concept here. With the caves in Stage 4, as you can see, there are stalactites up there, but they do no harm whatsoever. You know, the eagle is just headbanging right into him, and he doesn't give a shit. Stage 5, not the case. Yeah, those spikes are lethal, so the rules change. Now, the crocodiles I originally didn't think could be harmed. As it turns out, they can. And it's actually fairly easy to do so. You see, it takes a few decent shots to manage it, but the big problem is getting in between the mines there. But as you can see, I managed to do it fairly easily. In fact, the fish gives me more trouble than the, or not the mines, the claws. I just tanked that shot because who cares? And the lion can get rid of these things pretty fast. Again, I don't think it has anything to do with elemental or Pokemon type science, if you prefer. It's just the lion does so much damage regularly, and he can repeat that attack so quickly. A little other proof of concept here. The circular mines there. Now, as we showed in the main game, if you get too close to them, they come at you and hurt you, like that. However, they have a very strange hitbox that actually extends a little bit below them. So we establish here that the eagle can fire through the platforms, and it can actually hit the mines, even though it looks like it shouldn't be able to. Very strange, that. So here in Stage 2, we see another example of this, and as you can see, first off, a little hop won't do it, but little extra oomph, and we get the altitude we need to handle this guy. Now, this does make some of this a little easier, but not all of it. I'm going to go back and show the angle again. So, this actually makes some of those close encounters a little bit easier to deal with. Like here, for example, it might actually be much easier to get rid of it, because you can just stand there and shoot it through the platform. As far as I know, these are the only enemies that have that extended hitbox below them, But again, you know, any advantage you can get against these things, take it. And it appears I was a bit wrong about this. As it turns out, those enemies don't have an extended hitbox. The eagle and the fish have higher hitboxes for their shots. I tried this exact same technique with Jake, and Jake could not hit the things from the position where the eagle is right now at all. Obviously, neither could the lion. Now, that's a little bit strange to me because it definitely looks like Jake's shots are the taller of the three, between the feather boomerang and the starfish, throwing starfish, whatever. But apparently it's something about the two animal forms that gives them an extra hitbox on their attacks. How much this affects other things, I can only imagine it would work about the same way. But yeah, it has nothing to do with the mines, and it has everything to do with the attacks of those two animal forms. So, shows you what I know. The names of the bosses that are named, Rebelia, Biclopter, Nautikill, and Fang of the Underworld, or possibly just Fang, I'm not sure about that. But if the mini-bosses have names, I was never able to find them. And, you know, even if they did, screw them. And, so, since we're talking about the bosses, some proof of concept with Biclopter here. As I get hit by his spinning saw turd. So, this is basically how I fought him in the original game and how you're supposed to fight him. You're supposed to get rid of that leg first. But I did mention the anus eye with some measure of discomfort. The thing is, it is actually a targetable object, but the thing is, as you'll see in a moment, it doesn't really matter. That's the problem of trying to narrate along with a pre-recorded video. I don't remember exactly when I did certain things. But yeah, I'm going to switch to the eagle here. And I'm going to use that to get over top of him. Eventually. Okay, so now that you're behind it, the anal eye starts firing energy rings. And you can hit it, but as you can see, all it'll do is eventually shut the eye, and it won't do any damage to Biclopter's health meter. The thing is, the eye doesn't even fire at you unless you intentionally go back there. So, it's ultimately really pointless to do so. But it is an option. And Eagle's going to take it easy. So a point of order about this mini-boss here. I was used to the seeds going up when I tried to fly over them. I did not realize they could also go down. If you are ducking, they will go down off the bottom of the screen. So these are actually more cued into your movements than I thought. Not much else to say about this, so yeah, cut it short there. And now we have this boss here. Now, I was a bit mistaken before when in my playthrough. The simple fact is, as long as that eye stays out, the boss will just stand there and let you wallop on him until the end of time. Of course, you do have to be careful not to smack the eye, let the eye smack you, or shoot the eye. It's really preferable to do it this way, because it's a lot easier to handle just dodging around the eye. And in fact, I make it look kind of stupid here in a few moments. But the thing is, with this technique, Even Lion can actually beat this boss. In fact, Lion can beat it pretty quickly, just by getting up towards it and giving it a couple zaps and then backing off and repeat the process. But the thing is, the eye will continue to bounce around until one of two things happens. Either you destroy it, or it bounces off the side of the screen. And the only way that's actually going to happen, because the eye will keep trying to come at you, is if you happen to be against the side of the screen and force it to take a powder. So really, really this boss sets itself up for defeat pretty quickly, which is fortunate because those drills are not the easiest thing to dodge when they're flying at you, and the other attack it has where it jets up, flies horizontally across the screen and drops straight on your noggin is very much an easy way to get hit, so take whatever you can get, especially at this point in the game. You know, I say if Edigy's minions are willing to be that stupid and hand you an easy victory, just, you know, take it and smile. But as you can see, it is still easy to underestimate the arc of the eyeball there. Sounds like an Indiana Jones movie, the arc of the eyeball. But as you can see, you can get in a pretty comfortable position in the middle. It doesn't hurt to dodge a little bit to the opposite direction where it's bouncing, just to make sure. But yeah, this is a very glaring weakness to exploit, and it really makes this boss, which would otherwise be kind of challenging, kind of simple. Come to think of it, the Lion actually probably could handle this boss fairly well, because it could jump through it when it's jetting. And speaking of the Lion taking apart mini-bosses, yeah, this was part of my crusade to prove that the Lion is not totally worthless. And it's partially true. As you can see, obviously it's doing its best there, but I wanted to see how it fared against the mini-boss. And with this boss, it is all about positioning and realizing that the hitbox on it is wider than it looks. Also realizing that, you know, you can do something about the missiles with the electric shock, shock claw, whatever you want to call it. You just have to be in the right place. Now this is not to say that Lion is the cure-all for everything. For example, yeah, in that case, he has to get way too close to that missile launcher. That destroying the missile is not always a given. And now, how the various forms fare underwater. We know how the fish does. How about the eagle? Well, you can still throw things, but you cannot flap or jump at all. That's right, the eagle is completely grounded. The eagle has landed. How about Lion? Well, shock underwater works, and so does its jump for some reason, and it even has flashing invincibility air bubbles. Don't ask me how that works. Now, the fish for comparison. Easy swimmer, takes a long time to drift back down, which is to its detriment sometimes. Jake seems to have a little bit lower jump down here, maybe. So I wanted to use the Lion for a bit down here just to see how he fare. And in some cases pretty well, but as you can see, that invincibility jump does not count on those razor treadmills, or conveyor belts, whatever you want to call them. And that's unfortunate because there are a couple of places down here where there is no way in hell he can jump past them but it is possible with the right timing to kind of jump off of them and not take any damage. I can't manage with any. I can't manage it with any consistency, as you saw, but it is possible. All things considered, though, not really advisable, because there are much easier ways to get down here and survive. Yeah, the big problem with the lion, even though it has the invincible jumping and the really powerful shock claw, that close range just causes too many close calls. And the fact that it only has one place where it can strike with those, it doesn't have jumping throws like the other two, like Jake and the other two animals. It just means it limits itself a bit too much. But I did decide to duke it out with the punching fish here. I didn't exactly own him, but I wasn't exactly a pushover either. Okay, maybe I was. Maybe I'm remembering this better than it was. But as you can see, you can invincibility jump through him, so you don't have to worry as much about getting cornered by him, or having him come at you with that lunging punch when he comes back to the ocean floor. You do have to be fairly careful, because the timing is a bit tight on some of this. But as you can see, he takes him out pretty quickly. And this got me curious as to exactly how the lion would handle this section. I did it with Jake in the original playthrough, and usually I use the eagle, which is infinitely easier. But I wanted to see how the lion would manage. Now, I made a mistake fighting Pizza Guy here, because I would probably have been better served just invincibility jumping and then running. It's like I found a new toy and I was anxious to play with it. But I do love cats, for real. And big cats are really awesome. Panthers are my actual favorite. But, you know, I always was bummed, like, when I was playing this as a kid, like, the lion seemed like it could have been really cool, but... You know, but I found, you know, I've proven that it's not completely worthless. It's just, sometimes there are better options. It depends on what's going on. And this fucking bee doubled back on me, you asshole. And using the invincibility, definitely helps. I don't know why oh, what the hell. Oh, and you can duck under this bee, that's definitely a good thing. I don't know why the platforms with the blades on them are an exception to that. But, yeah, that's how Lion manages that. But for sake of overall expedience, since fish is the best animal form to use against that mid-boss, this is how fish handles this section. And again, pretty damn well. For one, you have an advantage over Lion in the fact that you have projectiles. And also, you have that, that long kind of floating jump. While not nearly as controlled as eagles in the air, it still gives you a good amount of leeway on how you get around things. Or you can just fall right into the rolling pizza barrels. Because when pizza's in a barrel, You can have pizza upside your head. I like the fact that it's using like throwing stars, but they look like starfish almost. See, you got like Ninja Creature from the Black Lagoon. If I made these jokes in the original playthrough, please just pretend you didn't hear them. I will be creating a playlist, by the way, now that this bonus video is out, that will include the original 2 Totally Rad videos, and then this. Anytime I do a bonus video for something, I'm going to do that. That way I can have everything all together, and yeah. Why did I do that? I knew it was going to shoot at me. This is another great thing about post-commentary. I can comment on my previous stupidity and, you know, wonder, like, what the hell was I thinking back then, and really not know what the hell I was thinking. This episode's main attraction was made possible by Mike Panza, Rick in Baltimore, D.I.O.D., Gizmo Gremlin, Jumpy Cat, brand new to the Running with the Wolves tier, Shin Majin. Thank you very much, welcome aboard, and I do hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Please let me know if I'm not. The post-production work of Matthew Carr Anderson, and all my full of pride lycanthro fans. Thank you very much for your continued support. Until we game again.